Woo! there's there's
I'll be careful.
Me.
I won't get you into too much trouble, I promise.
Shit.
Now the trouble you get your damn self into is on you.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here thinking about. Hey, if you were wondering what we're talking about, welcome to the after show. We have a new sounder, and it's aimed for people, male and female, that should just have a seat. And you may hear it somewhere along here. I don't know. Somebody may deserve to be told in unspecified terms and definite terms to ho, sit down. By the word ho, we're not calling anyone a whore. I just want to make that clear first.
We're just insulting them. That's it's just hoe in this sense is just a general insult.
Right. Yeah. Like motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's substitutes. Let's just say hoe is an acronym for motherfucker. Don't care that there's no H or O in motherfucker. Is there? Let me think about this for a second. Yeah, actually it is. If you take those letters and move them around, you get hoe. So there you go. Hoe in this instance means motherfucker. Okay.
So
with that, welcome.
Let's start heavy and work light. Shout out to Dre. Shout out to Dr. Dre. He's still in ICU. Right. They haven't reported that anything has significantly changed for the better or for the worse. They just want to keep an eye on him because, with an aneurysm, it could change. And they'd rather have him there if something happens. God forbid, something happens. But, prayers and everything up to Dre. Get better soon, brother. Hang in there. Fight the good fight. Guard your wallet. Has
his soon-to-be ex-wife, Nicole, you know what? Every time we talk about Dre and his wife, we have to hit the young and the loveless. we have to play the theme music because there's clearly no love lost here. Has she backed off at all? Has she kind of taken a position of you know what, he's sick. Let me just ease up. Has anything like that been surfaced publicly?
Nothing has been reported that she's shown any empathy. That doesn't mean she hasn't done it. It just means it hasn't been reported. We do know that while he was in the hospital, she was still going after money for living expenses. He acquiesced and coughed up to 2.3 mil or no, 2 mil just for, I think to cover the next 3 months or so, 3-4 months. Which is just ridiculous because she needs $2 million for the next few months. And
wait, was that $2 million a month?
No, just flat $2 million. That should take care of you for the next few months. She was asking for $2.3 million a month. So he's like, no, I'll give you $2 million. But I find it to be kind of ridiculous, right? Because with $2 million, I'd retire. I would retire, but she's going to burn through that in a couple of months. Oh my God. That just goes to show you the gap between regular people and rich people. And I put my hand off the camera for reason.
Regiment is. Her V-Doctor regiment might be much higher than most people.
She re-up in a couple times a month.
You just never know, man. I mean, we understood that she, her cell bill wasn't she has some sort of intergalactic plan.
She had an inter-ridiculous plan. Her plan was to get as much money out of that dude as she could. That was her
allegedly
fucking plan.
Allegedly.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know that shit. So. Could you hear my disgust? I was trying to communicate it. Yeah, good.
I saw it. Yeah.
Dionne Warwick.
Oh, Aunt Dionne.
I love Aunt Dionne.
I love Aunt Dionne. I don't. If there was any way to get a hold of her to get her on here, that would be fantastic. So who knew? Who knew she was this funny?
Right. She's working on her second career in stand up.
Man, I mean, well, she lives in Jersey. I'm not sure if she's from Jersey. I have to do my research or whatever, but I know Aunt Dionne ain't no joke, man. She snap off on some of everybody. But what was the story you saw with Dionne on Twitter?
So we reported a few weeks ago that she was on Twitter or Instagram, one of them, and she started connecting with Chance the Rapper. And the joke kind of was, she was like, "Why do you have what you do in your name? I don't get it." Right. And, it turned into a thing and they were going to work on a song together. And, Chance the Rapper was like, "I just like that Dionne Warwick knows who I am. I think it's kind of cool." Well, now she has set her sights on Cardi B.
Okay.
I think it's her niece or somebody introduced her to who Cardi B was. Now, she never listened to any of Cardi B's music.
Right.
And she started hitting Twitter, was like, "After today, I can confidently add Cardi B to the list of people my niece has opened my eyes to. More on this tomorrow." So I love that she just drops that little nugget and is like, "I'm out. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow." And people were probably waiting. It's like, okay, what's she going to say tomorrow? Well, here's what she said tomorrow. Cardi B is authentically herself. I've only seen video clips, no music yet. More on this tomorrow.
She is the queen of the tease, apparently. Like, yo. Oh, man. I wonder what she'll say about WAP. I'm curious. She'll get through Bodak Yellow and some of the other joints that she did, but once she gets to WAP, I'm curious to how she'll feel about that.
She hasn't mentioned WAP, but she did ask this question. I do have one question. What does offset mean? Is there also an onset walking around somewhere?
Oh, man. Yeah,
Auntie Dionne is my favorite person now.
Oh, yeah. See, like I said, who knew that she was this funny? Like, man. I'm gonna keep tweeting at her, hoping that she responds. That's my mission right now for the next few weeks. I'm going at it. I'm a tweet from both mine and the Unpopin Twitter page to get her. So if you're watching, help me get Auntie Dionne's attention.
I love her. I just love her. I think it's amazing. It's making herself relevant again without even really trying to make herself relevant again. I don't get the sense that she cares whether or not Twitter and everybody is following her or paying attention, but she's just like, I wonder what's up with that name.
She appears to just be having fun with it.
Yeah. Which is what it was designed really cool. For. Right. Now it's so heavy.
Let me see. I'm looking up her Twitter right now to see if there's anything new as we're doing it. How do I spell it? If I only spell her name right. Oh, there it is. Boom. Her pin. She has a pin tweet from a day ago. She's listening to Bad and Bougie. Hold on. Hold on. Let's put this. Let's get this on here, cause that's a new development. Hang on. So apparently, listen, she's bopping to it.
I love it. I just love it.
She's bopping to it. This from a day ago.
She was just like, y'all get at me. You know how to do it.
And then she'll go, okay, I'm logging off. Stay productive and kind. Bye. Yeah, I'm tweeting that DR. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. So I saw. Well, I'll try to walk this lightly, carefully. Michael B. Jordan, went public with a relationship that some women were a little. I don't know if they weren't mad at it, but they was disappointed. And the picture you see is of Marjorie Harvey's daughter, Marjorie and Steve Harvey's daughter. What's her name?
Lori Harvey.
Thank you. Yeah, she's been on the wish list of a lot of rappers.
Oh boy. You can't start that way, T. If we're trying to be nice, you cannot start that way.
I said wish list. I didn't say to-do list. I said wish list. She was allegedly tied to was she with Future for a second, for a brief moment, allegedly?
Well, T, I'm glad you asked, because I took the liberty of just doing a little bit of research to see what Lori Harvey's dating history has looked like.
Oh boy.
She dated one Mr. Memphis DeBay. It looks like back in 2017. They were together for a year and a half. They announced that they were getting engaged. They were engaged.
Wait, is there a list of all the dudes she was tied to?
Yep.
Is this a list? Oh shucks. Okay. All right. Proceed.
So she got engaged to this young gentleman. And then nothing. Fizzled. I think 2 months later.
Mm.
Then she was with one Mr. Trey Songz.
Mm.
Who I did not know about this in 2018. Towards the end of 2018, they confirmed the relationship on Instagram in 2019. A month later, kaput, done. And then he made a baby with somebody, which is probably why I went kaput and done. Then she was with this young gentleman, one Mr. Lewis Hamilton. Is a race car driver, and not much more information on that. Interesting outfit. I'd wear it.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest shocker of all. She was romantically linked to P. Diddy.
Allegedly. They were
spotted getting close in a club in Atlanta in September 2019. It was short-lived, it says. I would like to point out Diddy's old man outfit.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, boy. All right. And then that brings us to one Mr. Future that she was with in 2019, it says. So between 2017 and 2019, she was pretty busy. She's finding her way.
Okay, well, if she dated Future and got away scot-free, that's pretty impressive, because we know Future's hella fertile. So
he'd be making babies. Future be shooting up the club.
Brother,
Shout out to NTR.
He don't miss, apparently. Future apparently don't miss. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I saw something.
And I think
I saw something. Go ahead.
Well, here I'm going to stop the share for now so I don't screw this up. I find it interesting how Future just pops up because if you recall, we remember this happened. That's Future and Larsa Pippen. Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. Remember when we went through Larsa Pippen's dating history? Future was there. Future is like the Where's Waldo of dating. He just will pop up like, I'm with your chick.
Wow.
I ain't mad at him though. He got good taste. Shit.
I mean, or common taste. I don't know. That's excuse me. I would say I saw something, and I have to. I'm not going to take credit for it, but it would seem that she was literally like Lori Harvey had been on the wish list of many rappers. Meek Mill mentioned her. Like she's in several rap songs. They drop her name. Future mentioned her in the song. He got to her, and someone said that it seems like Lori Harvey is the 2021 of Sunshine. Do you remember Sunshine from Harlem Nights?
From Harlem Nights. You know, I gotta be honest. And this and this is probably nobody will probably guess that I was gonna say this. Lori Harvey is a beautiful girl. And me pointing out her dating history, no shade. She's a young girl. She's figuring it out. I hope to God that she didn't sleep with all them men, especially in that short amount of time.
And if she, but I'd go on to say if she did, that's her business. She's a grown woman.
She is,
you know,
it is,
and let's not, let's not, slut shame. I say that in air quotes. You know what I mean? Let's not, I don't want it to even seem like that because when dudes do it, it's understand there is a double standard. I get it. But if she's doing her thing, if she's being safe about it, she ain't having kids from every dude she gets with, have at it. You know what I mean? And she's being somewhat discreet. It's just
well, I mean, it's hard to be a public figure and be discreet, right? I mean, that just kind of is what it is. And for the record, I'm not suggesting at all that she's a slut on any level, not even a little bit. My concern is more on some old like daddy type shit. Like she's what, 24, 23 years old. Mm-hmm. Go discover, date a lot, but try to keep your body count low in that process. Everybody, for the young women out there, like real talk, every man you meet you like don't deserve your body. That's just real talk.
And that goes for dudes too.
Yeah, it does, but
it's a little different.
It's a different dynamic.
Because, but if you think of it on the spiritual level, I'm gonna get deep for half a second. Every person you're intimate with, what
they call it soul tie.
Soul ties, exactly. You take a piece of them, they take a piece of you. You know what I mean? And on a spiritual level, you don't want to do that with everybody. So, did I live by this myself? Probably not. No, I can't.
I didn't when I was young. The older I get, the more I do. But I just think as I got older, I did. Once you acknowledge that the double standard is there, I think it's more detrimental for a young girl's future to be tagged that way
Got you.
than it is for a young man. So I was looking, I wasn't disengaged. I was looking for this meme that I found a long time ago. I'll try to show it here. Let's see if we can try to show it to UT so you can get a sense of what it is. And then let's
I can't
do the audience here. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. But it's a meme of a young woman and a stereotypical martial arts master from like the old karate movies, the martial kung fu films. And the young woman's caption reads, "Master, why if a guy has sex with a lot of women, he's a fucking legend. But if a girl does just 2 guys in a year, she's called a slut." The master says, "You see, my child, if a key opens a lot of locks, then it's a master key. But if a lock is opened by lots of keys, then it's a shitty lock." It's the best goddamn meme I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's not
realizing
fair.
There's going to be a lot of women that's going to be pissed off at this. Yeah. There'll be women that's going to be like, what?
Look, it
is what it is.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair, but it is what it is. So just on a father of a little girl type shit, I would love to see her slow down a little bit, make her life a little bit less public. She picked a good guy. I mean, by all accounts, Michael B. Jordan's a great guy.
Well, at least what it seems like, what it seems.
Yeah.
Publicly.
I also worry for him. Right? Because
how so?
He does not appear to be super public kind of guy. She is super public kind of chick. And I fear that she's going to drag him into that world and it's going to affect him. And I really, really like him. I think he's poised to be one of the great Black actors of this generation. I'm super excited and proud of not just his acting stuff, but some of the off-camera stuff. I don't know if you've seen Raising Dionne. Have you seen that?
I couldn't keep up with it, but yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Oh, it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. But he was one of the creators of that. Like he helmed that project.
And he has some cameos in it as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's doing big things.
Character in that.
I would hate for him to get derailed by the glitz and the glamour and the beautiful woman, yada, yada, yada. So hang in there, bro.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's called restraint.
Touche. Yes, all of that, right. But in your youth, if you were approached by Janet Jackson, for a fling, kind of public, I don't think there's a man alive that wouldn't say, "Yeah, I'm going." Whatever.
Fair enough.
Use me.
I would too. I would do it. Now,
have fun with it.
Can I go back to this picture?
For sure.
I think she's a very pretty girl. But I gotta be honest, I feel uncomfortable looking at this picture.
Really?
Yeah.
Why so?
Because she looks so young. She doesn't even look 24.
When is that picture from?
I have no idea.
That's some really recent.
She looks very young, dude. Look at her hands. Look at her hands.
Uh-huh.
She has like little kid hands. It's very uncomfortable. This is very uncomfortable.
I'm going to go as far as to say, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's not paying attention to her hands.
I'm okay. I'm just gonna stop.
There was another area that was, a little more in focus than her hands are.
And that's what makes me uncomfortable. I'm just like, oh, she looks like such a little girl. And it's just creepy and weird. It's really creepy and weird. Anyway.
Well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I think I walked that tightrope pretty nicely without saying something crazy.
Yeah,
double check. All right.
Congratulations. Okay, cool. Let's run through some birthdays and then get the hell out of here. Not yet. wait. Oh, I missed it. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's awful. I did not.
Mike was feeling more like.
Right? Ice-T and Detective Benson are going to come through the door in a minute.
Show up like, excuse me, come with me, sir. Speaking of which, the sidebar, the new episodes of Law and Order are pretty freaking good. I've never really watched it. Like I always caught the reruns of it, where they're at now and how they're they're in the real world of COVID, which we are, and they are taking into account the what's been happening in real life in terms of policing and Black folks, and it's a part of the conversation almost every episode. It's actually pretty cool to see.
I checked out.
Sidebar.
I checked out.
Really?
Yes. I used to watch Law and Order SVU religiously up until last season. And about midway through last season, I said, okay, I'm done. I just can't.
Last season they were doing the not Bernie Madoff. What's the big producer that got caught up in the Me Too movement? They were doing that storyline. I forget the name of the character, but it was clearly, inspired by the Weinstein thing. What about it had you check out?
I just got tired of how men are portrayed. I just got tired of it. I got tired of watching TV every week and here's another man, he's a rapist. Here's another man, he's a pervert. I just couldn't anymore. And what really triggered it for me, it was one particular episode. All signs had pointed to like this woman had lied, had done this false allegation. And I was like, oh, I don't think they've ever really dealt with that in this show before. Right. It's kind of interesting that, they would acknowledge that that's a thing and deal with it. And I'm sure they have done it before. I just don't remember it. I mean, God, they have like 1,000 of those episodes, but in the ninth hour, they just flipped it and it was like, oh, she wasn't lying. He actually did rape her. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm done.
I know. I remember that. I think I remember that episode. She was, I forget what her line of work was, but it was like one of her partners and they had conspired to, is that the episode?
Yeah.
Multiple partners had, made her look like a crazy lady, which it was easy to do. And she had gotten raped, but it seemed like she was lying. And I remember that episode. That's just the twists and turns that TV does.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
But it's twists and turns. It can't be predictable. At least they try not to be. And, the sad truth of it is there are a lot of sick people in the world.
Right.
And there's a lot of them that are men.
Right.
Not all, clearly not all, but there's a lot of sick men and women, but a lot of sick men in the world. So these crimes that they cover, and a lot of it is inspired by real life, real headlines.
Yes. But you have to consider what that does to a person's psyche. So if there were a criminal show, a cop show on TV, and the vast majority of the criminals in that show were black people, we would say, hey, what does that do to black people's psyche to see themselves represented as criminals every damn week? So
you mean TV shows from the 80s and 90s?
Yes, exactly. Right. What does that do to their psyche to see people represented that way every week? Right. And we don't like it. We don't want to deal with it. The correlation that I'm making here is between black people and men. What does it do to a young man's psyche to see himself represented as a goddamn rapist and pervert every week? And then the one time we can show that, okay, maybe a woman is a fucking insane rapist pervert person. It's like, nope. All signs pointed it to being her, and then nope, it's him again. It's just that for me was the straw that broke the camel's back. And honestly, I checked out of that. I used to watch Grey's Anatomy. I checked out of Grey's Anatomy. Just how they were representing men is just like, I can't watch this shit anymore. And then I don't like, just outside of that, I don't like the COVID storylines in shows. I think every show that had a COVID storyline, I stopped watching. Because we're living COVID. I don't want to watch it. Right. I'm living it, and I don't want to turn on the TV to escape it. And then I'm watching it on TV too. Right. It's like I just can't.
It's kind of hard to ignore it, though. I mean, there are some shows that are doing, but it's really hard to ignore it. It's real life is what's happening right now, and to not deal with it at all. I mean, there's some that to not deal with it at all is kind of disingenuous. I think it's
it's
fantasy. We're watching. We're looking for escapism. We're looking for escapism, and all that type of stuff. But even within that escapism, when we watch a show that's dealing with COVID, we get to escape what we're really dealing with.
Yeah, it was too much for me. It was too much. I was like, I don't like the way men are represented, and I don't want to relive COVID. I don't. So I checked out. I was like, I'm out. I can't watch this anymore. Yeah. Anyway.
Gotcha. Okay. Well.
I think we started to do birthdays.
I think we were going there. There was somewhere in there. Yeah.
George Foreman turned 72. You know him from heavyweight boxing and getting knocked the fuck out by George Foreman, Muhammad Ali.
We know from them damn. We know them from them damn grills. Nobody remembers he got knocked out by Ali unless he tells you about it. Hey, remember that time I got fucked up by Ali and came back? No, we know him from them damn grills.
He got knocked out by Tyson too, right? Tyson
I don't think him and Tyson ever fought. I don't recall that.
I think Tyson and Foreman.
I don't think he ever. I'm not sure that he fought Tyson. I have to look that up.
Maybe if I spelled Foreman with an F and not a G. Yeah, Mike Tyson versus George Foreman. I
remember that
fight that never happened.
Thank you.
Oh no, they never fought.
They never fought. Yeah, I'm sure I would have remembered that, and then Foreman would have spoke on that more because he came back in the era. I think he came back. Was Tyson away when he started? When he came back and won the championship, and I think he if he lost it or he retired by the time. I don't remember. I that was a little before not before my time, but before I really was paying attention to it that closely. So
I remember him fighting.
Mike Tyson
I don't remember
youngest.
who it was he fought though. Anyway,
I remember what George Foreman. He punched like a damn hammer. His punches, he wasn't duking like that, right? His punches was like, and he was big and slow.
Yep.
And so he'd get tagged, but he could take a punch. It's hard to knock Foreman out by this time. And he was big and slow, and I forget who he was fighting this particular time that I saw, and it was like slow motion. He was getting tagged, and the other dude got cocky and he just, bah, and it's like, he just collapsed. Boom. Like Mario Brothers. Boom. And that's the fight that I remember, that his punches was like that.
Yeah.
He's hitting you with the bottom of his freaking glove and everything, like a hammer. Clah.
He was a slow puncher. He moved around this ring slow. He was kind of flat-footed in his fighting, but he could hit really hard. That Joker hit hard.
You got hit. Your kids felt it. Mommy, something's wrong with Daddy. There's a disturbance in the force.
It is so hard as unborn children feel it. That's why the baby came out crying. He was feeling that Foreman punch.
I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch your kids through you.
Chris Smith from rap group Criss Cross turned 42. Mary J. Blige. Go ahead.
Hey, wait, go back real quick. Some trivia, you may know this already, but the whole Criss Cross story, I didn't realize. I knew it sounded like Tretch, but I didn't know that Tretch ghost wrote Jump.
Oh, no, neither did I.
No,
I did not know that.
Tretch of Naughty by Nature apparently ghost wrote Jump for Criss Cross. And I heard him make reference to Jermaine Dupri that he owed him some money for that Criss Cross shit. He said that lyric.
But then Craziest, I think he said it in that song. Visit Jermaine in Atlanta because he owed me loot for that Jump shit. Yeah, I just never thought about it. I heard the lyric and it was like, oh, okay.
But then he also, as a ghostwriter, wrote a diss record for the youngsters dissing Criss Cross.
He's like an arms salesman selling guns to both sides.
Both sides. Yeah, man. So, yeah. The Criss Cross story. But yeah, Mary J. Blige celebrated. She looks really good. Have you watched Ghost, Power Book 2, Ghost?
I have not.
Have you watched any of that?
I have not.
Her character in that show is fierce. And she does it so naturally. Oh my God.
I absolutely love Mary.
So did you see the video? There's a picture of her. She had a birthday celebration. Some other celebs were around, and she's snapping a picture with Tyrese, who is now newly single. And he's showing off her thigh and reaching to touch her thigh, and she grabbed like, nah, bro, don't do that. In the picture.
Because she ain't that chick.
Nah, don't do that. No.
Mary.
Mm-hmm. That face says it all right there. That look on her face is like, don't try it.
Yeah. Love Mary, man.
Don't try it. Don't try it. Yeah, her character in Ghost is love it.
Oh, here's
love
the picture. Oh, snap. Hold on. You described it adequately, my friend.
Yeah, he's reaching. And she's
look
like,
at the look on her face, yo, over here.
It's like, yeah.
She's like, I know this motherfucker didn't just try to.
Right. Mary J. Blige to Tyrese. Try me with that. Come on now.
Oh, she was like, you doing too much, homie. We ain't like that. We ain't cool like that, bro.
and she still took the picture and when it's up away, like, all right, cool, let's.
But you know what? I ain't mad at her, right? I ain't mad at her. People treat you how you allow them to treat you. She don't show up.
Very true.
And I don't even know what got in his head to even try that. Because Mary don't show up like that. She don't show up in public like that, ever. She's never been that chick. No. But he just was like, oh, I'm going to try it. She's like, nah.
What you doing? And what I think what's the character's name on in Ghost? I forget the name right now, but I think in her Mary voice she'd have said, "Bitch, please." Like, nigga, please.
Oh,
what you doing? Nigga, what you doing? Yeah.
She joined what's the girl who did the 50 song? Regina Hall. She joined Regina Hall in the 50 club. Mary turned 50.
Thank you. Okay. You said 50 song. I'm thinking 50 Cent. Okay, sorry.
Lil Twist turned 28. You probably don't know who that is. He's signed to Lil Wayne's Young Money. Moving on. Kim Coles turned 59 from TV's Living Single.
Of course.
Actress Aja Naomi King.
Aja Naomi King. Why does that name sound familiar?
Uh-huh. Well, let's do photos, why don't we? Because this one's beautiful. Ringing bells?
I don't know where I know her from.
TV's How to Get Away with Murder.
Thank you. Okay. I'm looking, she looks familiar, but okay. That's another show. That's a show that I kind of tapped out of too. Like my wife watched it. I watched it for a little while, but I tapped out.
I thought it was a great show. I think it went on probably a season too long. But she is stunning.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she is just stunning. And then, well, yeah. And then just the flirty little frock. Oh, my God. She's just amazing. Aren't you just great?
Are you okay with it, Mike?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You all right, man? Sound like you was having a moment there.
She's just fantastic, dude. She's awesome. I hated her character in that show, but she played it well, and she's just beautiful.
Oh, boy.
Anyway,
all right.
Moving on.
Okay.
The late Alexander Hamilton would have had a birthday.
Right. Alexander Hamilton, who the Broadway play was about last year. Mm-hmm. Why can't my machine is not working here? Sorry, I apologize. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Alexander Hamilton, the hip hop Broadway play. Excellent show. I got to see it on Disney because I couldn't get a ticket to see it on Broadway because it was like a year waiting list to, and then COVID happened and then nobody's going and then they put it on Disney, which was great. But I was going to say probably Alexander Hamilton is probably best known for.
Yeah, he died in a duel with Burr, Aaron Burr.
Yeah. And that's the spot where they had the duel is notated here in Jersey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because they rolled across from New York to Jersey to have this duel because as the place says, everything was legal in New Jersey. So,
and I think it was
the same. Came over here to have a duel.
I think it was the same spot that his son had a duel and died at.
Mm-hmm.
I finally watched it on Disney Plus.
Okay.
I understand
Fantastic.
why it was a year waiting list to see that show. It was absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I had to watch it with the subtitles on because they were rhyming, and they were rhyming fast.
Spitting.
So
spitting. And it's like, yo, so I mean, just describing the play, if you hadn't seen it before and if it wasn't a hit before, just describing it, we're gonna do this, it's a stage play about the founding fathers in hip hop. We're gonna be rapping. You'd be like, fuck out of here.
Like, why would the founding fathers be rapping? That doesn't even make no sense.
Right. Yeah. But to see how they put it together, and then it's us up there on stage, you know what I mean? Which was also.
Which I thought would be a disconnect for me, right? But
yeah,
oh God, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna sound terrible, and I'll explain it. You forgot very quickly that it was Black and Latin people playing the roles of white people. You just accepted that it was Black and Latin people in these roles. It was amazing, right? And I'm trying to think if I've ever seen that done before, where
you get immersed in the story so much so, and the music and everything. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. Look, if you haven't paid for your Disney Plus, sometimes they be doing like the 7-day free trial or whatever. Get your free trial, watch Hamilton first. It's a commitment because it's long. It's what, like 3.5 hours or something like that. There's a 10-minute intermission, 5-minute intermission.
I didn't even make it to the bathroom and back by the time the intermission was over. I was like, wait, what happened?
Right.
But look, go ahead and do the free trial. If they do the free trial, watch Hamilton first. Then catch up on all the Marvel stuff you missed. But Hamilton, it was absolutely worth it. It was amazing. I actually learned quite a bit. I was watching it, and then I had my phone because I'm a research junkie. So I would pause it.
Right.
So the 3.5 hours, it took me more like 5, because I would pause it and then I would start researching. I'd be like, okay, how historically accurate is this what they're saying or whatever? And especially the part when they talked about his wife burning up the letters and then dedicating her life to his legacy after he died and all of the things she did. So I was like digging through and it's like, oh shit, that's true. Oh, that's true too. So not only did they tell the story of Alexander Hamilton, let you know what type of human being he was, did it with rap, with people of color, and they were historically accurate. Hats off. Yeah. Hats off. Never seen anything like it in my life. It was amazing.
Yeah, my 4-year-old loved it. My 4-year-old absolutely loved it. He listens to the soundtrack. Like, he's a soundtrack kid. Like, so any movie, he wants to know what the soundtrack is, and he has a smart device in his room that he'll call up for the Rango soundtrack. We watched Rango, the animated film about the lizard that became. It's a western.
Yeah,
that's his first western. He watched, and he was really into when he wanted to hear the music for. We watched. I think the first musical he watched was West Side Story. He knows the songs. He knows Alexander Hamilton. He knows. So yeah, great shit. Good shit.
Staying in the lane of hip hop, Big Bank Hank, the late Big Bank Hank from Sugar Hill Gang, would have had a birthday. Right.
Rest in peace.
Kirstie Alley from TV's Cheers and Dancing with the Stars. She turned 70.
Is she?
Yeah.
Wow.
70 years old, dude.
She was the second leading lady on Cheers.
Yes.
She's kind of like the side chick.
She was the chick that he couldn't get. He tried the entire season to try to get her in bed, and it never happened. I think they did sleep together once, I think.
What was I'm going down a rabbit hole here. So the first character, what was her name? Oh God.
Diane Chambers was her character name.
Diane Chambers was the original character that Sam Malone was trying to
Shelley Long. That's the actress.
Shelley Long, thank you. Right. and then she left, and then she left, and Christy came on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if they had if Sam Malone and that first character, if they first, I don't know. Okay, sorry.
I remember. I rewatched the entire series 2 years ago. It still holds up. It's still funny. The premise of it is hilarious. An ex-baseball player, alcoholic who owns a bar. Right? That sounds like the beginning of a fantastic joke.
Right. Right.
He and Diane Chambers, Shelley Long's character, they did the dance, will they, won't they, for most of her time on the show. He asked her to marry him. She said yes. They were about to get married. She ran off. She got cold feet and ran off. And it kind of screwed him up and all of that stuff. And then the bar, he sold the bar and came back to work at the bar that he sold. And Kirstie Alley's character was his boss until I think something happened and he bought the bar back. But that show is hilarious, dude. I love that show.
Yeah.
It's so fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. I always liked the Frasier character. And then when they did the Frasier,
I never watched Frasier.
I think I watched that more. Oh, I enjoyed it because Frasier, what was cool about it was he was in radio. Frasier did a radio show. And being in radio is always cool to kind of see how television represents radio. You know what I mean? It's kind of cute. But yeah. Frasier's still one of my favorite shows.
I never watched it.
Still don't know where his brother, him and the guy that played his brother, they had similar accents. They both sound like Stewie on Family Guy.
One Miss A. Marie turned 41.
It's just one thing I got that.
Oh my God. Yeah, she had me tripping for real. She was a damn superstar. I'm trying to find a good photo. There we have it. Let's share this photo. Why don't we? I've done a fairly decent job of objectifying for the past hour. Why stop now?
Fair and equal treatment, right?
Yeah. She's amazing.
Whoa. Yeah, I remember this photo. I remember that photo. That was one thing. That was the one thing.
Touch was the album, I think. It was.
Yeah.
And that was
that's from isn't that from the single?
No, I think it's from the album.
Okay. Never listened to her album though.
She actually made pretty good albums. Her first album I really liked. The second one, it was 2 songs on there that I did not like. She made pretty good albums, and then she released one, I want to say 2015 or something like that. And it was largely, I think it was an overseas release, and it was 1 or 2 cuts on there that were banging, but she makes pretty good albums. I like the way they stack and layer her vocals. It gives it this just fullness in the track, but outside of thinking she has the most amazing pair of legs I've seen in a very long time, I also appreciate her singing and recording prowess. How's that?
There you go. Way to clean it up, Mike.
Let's see. Rush Limbaugh turned 70. Howard Stern turned 67.
Yeah.
The second richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, turned 57.
Right.
He got edged out by Elon Musk. And it was because the results of the election negatively affected Amazon stock and positively affected Tesla stock. So they went, boop. Now, I think once things settle, it's going to go, boop. Issa Rae, actress and writer, known best for HBO's Insecure, which has rallied young women of all ages and Racist. She turned 36. I actually thought she was older than that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
She seems,
I thought she was younger than that.
She seems silly, but there's an intelligence and maturity behind it that made her seem older to me.
It seems intentional.
Fair enough. She just made the announcement that Insecure is canceled. The 5th season is going to be the last season.
That's not canceling it. That's just ending the series.
Well, in television terms, that's canceled. Because TV will keep making some shit until they say, well, we ain't making that shit no more. And then it's...
Okay. Okay. I've heard stories, like there have been shows that get canceled mid-season and don't get to say goodbye.
Correct. So it's, if you're on and you're running and no one's watching you, they will just cancel you mid-season because it's cut our losses. Let's cut our losses at this point. You can also be running, and this is just, it's a number of scenarios, but this is probably the likely scenario of Insecure. Season 1, amazing money, woo. Season 2, amazing money, woo. Season 3, well, let's see what season 4 does. Wait, it did worse than season 3? Fewer people are watching? All right, well, we're not going to renew. We'll do season 5, but we're not going to renew. So technically it's canceled. Some shows get, what is the term? It's put on hold indefinitely. I can't think of the actual term. So it's never actually canceled, but it's never actually renewed. It's just out there in limbo somewhere. But yeah, I've tried watching Insecure. I'm certainly not the demographic for it, so I couldn't really get it. My youngest sister watched and she loved it. I know a bunch of women who loved it. Issa Rae is a great writer. She's a great actress. I want for her to be successful. It's not a show that I watch, but I'm a little bummed that it's not going to be there anymore after season 5.
Yeah. If we could go back to A. Marie real quick, that was one other record that didn't really become a hit. So she had the One Thing that was a pretty big hit, and she had a record called Why Are You? Do you know that record?
Mm-mm. I probably know it when I hear it.
She took the Stetsasonic sample. Hang on, let me see. I think I have.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that's called being on 45. Try it again.
Yeah, I know this record.
You ready, record?
Now I know that record. It didn't pick up as much steam as One Thing and what was the first single? Why Don't We Fall in Love? Those are the two records everybody know it for. That one, I really did like that record, and I think I was the only cat that I knew that was playing that record.
Yeah. Nah, I was running it too. Because that's a Sonic record. Just
you can't.
I'm sorry, not Stetson.
It's not Stetson. It's Ultramagnetic. Ultramagnetic MCs.
The MC Ultra. That was my shit.
Yeah, I used to love that record. One Mr. William Hung turned 38. You may know him as quite possibly the worst contestant in American Idol history. Mr. She Bangs.
Yeah.
Dude hit the road and made money off of that though.
And as he should have, because they made fun of him so bad. Somebody was like, "Hey, you know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing."
He made bread.
And he ran with it.
He was getting bookings and all of that.
And then I think the Asian community got behind him. So
he was a star. Yeah. He wasn't a great singer, but he was a star.
And they invited him back to perform on. He didn't make it on the show, but he was brought back. Which is that's That's special.
That's
Only in
showbiz.
America.
One Richard Mall turned 78. Do you remember Richard Mall?
Is that Bull?
Yes.
No.
Bull from
Yeah, I was like,
Night
I know
Court.
the name. Bull. From Night Court. Yeah. Yeah.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus turned 60. You know her from Seinfeld. What was her name in Seinfeld?
I don't remember. Seinfeld. I don't
The chick with the birds in his
I
hair.
watched it, but kind of. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to find. Oh shit! If I could spell correctly.
I have that problem.
Nope, don't have that either. Sorry.
Elaine. That was
I
her
thought I had
character's
it.
name. Elaine.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah. Had the worst hairdo in that show.
The dance that inspired Trump to do what he does. On dancing, the drive heave to music.
One Mr. Patrick Dempsey turned 55 from Grey's Anatomy. Shonda Rhimes turned 51. Writer, producer,
Right.
Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Station 19. I don't think she produces it. I think she's executive producer of that one. But she cut a deal.
Shonda, what?
Go ahead.
I was Shondaland.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a business.
It's a
She cut a deal with Netflix, I think, a couple of years ago to do original content for Netflix. I was pretty excited to see what she cranked out because the rules for Netflix and what you do are very different from broadcast television.
She has a show right now that's very popular. I'm not the audience for it, so I haven't watched it, but I've been seeing social media posts and people raving about the show that's on, and I don't remember the name of it. Sorry.
All right, Shonda. I was kind of like, fuck you, Shonda.
She got a show. Yeah. She got, she doing a thing.
Nah, she did do a thing. Like it was a minute where she really owned TV, dude. Right? When
she still does. She still does.
Yeah, it was like
she owned still and still does. Was it Thursday night, Wednesday night on ABC? Mm-hmm. Like all of her shows were back to back to back to back. Like,
it was like, we just gonna give you this night. And just
prime time.
Yeah. And was knocking it out.
Prime time and late night. How about that? Not late night, but prime time up until the news.
And was knocking it out of the park.
She had the Shonda universe going on because and she did the crossover between How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal.
Yep.
Which was pretty cool.
Ain't mad at her. Michael Pena turned 55.
Like Michael Pena.
Know him from Ant-Man.
I like him. Mm-hmm.
American Hustle, Shooter, and The Martian. I think him and T.I. and they made a fantastic comedic duo in Ant-Man. I thought they were fantastic.
I still like one of the funnier moments in Ant-Man is the story that Michael Pena tells when he's talking to Ant-Man, like the whole story and how it's acted out, how it's reenacted. You know what I mean? It's hilarious.
Orlando Bloom turned 44. He was Legolas in Lord of the Rings, and I can't remember his character from Pirates of the Caribbean. One Mr. Carl Weathers turned 73. You know him as Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies.
Also, let's not forget Action Jackson. Don't disrespect that,
just about to go there. I remember when Action Jackson came out. I remember, I gotta see this, and it was just back then. It was amazing. It does not hold up.
Watching it now is kind of embarrassing, but I appreciate he was a superhero in that world.
He was a black action star in the 80s. That was amazing.
Super, yeah. Mad built, like muscular. I was able when I worked in radio in New York at Hot and Kiss FM. I got to meet him. I got a picture standing next to Action Jackson. He's still swole. So take these old man muscles for granted, bro. Like, he's still...
Jason Bateman turned 52. You may know him from Arrested Development and Ozark. Have you seen Ozark on Netflix?
No, I'm not familiar with Ozark.
Oh.
But he's in a bunch of movies. And isn't he in Horrible Bosses 1 and 2? And I think he kind of plays the same asshole character in every movie.
He does.
His character is pretty much the same guy.
Do yourself a favor and watch Ozark.
Okay.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Okay.
LL Cool J turned 53.
Oh, wait, come on now. We can't just say LL. And not. Hold on. Is this on? This thing on? Go way back. Oh, wait for it. Oh, Cool J.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you know LL Cool J from being damn LL Cool J.
Right.
Him and Queen Latifah are two of the first to take hip hop and just turn it into multi-entertainment careers. They kick down the doors of TV and movies, voiceover work, all of that. And both of them sit at the top of the Hollywood game, not because of what got them there, not because of rapping and hip hop, but because they showed up in that TV and that Hollywood industry and just performed at a supreme high level. Like LL, Queen Latifah, Will Smith. They're the pioneers of turning rhyming into a Hollywood career.
You left one out. You got to give props to Ice Cube as well.
Ice Cube, you think?
Ice Cube. Ice-T is doing his thing. He's on television, but Ice-T hadn't made movies.
He did a couple.
Like
he did a couple shitty movies. He's
been in a few movies. Ice Cube has made movies.
Fair enough.
You get what I'm saying?
Fair enough. I think Ice Cube came several years after them, though. I think they were already established. Like, they opened the door for Ice Cube to be able to kind of walk in. Like, Hollywood took a chance on LL, Latifah, Will Smith, and they were like, oh, this shit works. Ice Cube, we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot.
Okay. When Friday dropped, where was, like, because that was his first, what he was responsible for. Like, he had been in Boys in the Hood and done, well, when he did, he wrote and produced Friday.
It's a great question.
That had to be...
Friday came out in 95.
95. I'm trying to remember Queen Latifah at the time. Was she on TV? Was she doing Living Single by then? I want to say she no, she wasn't doing Living Single.
Well, let's ask IMDb. People, if you're ever wondering how my brain works, that's how. Where is her list of filmography? Let's go back. 99, the Queen Latifah show, but I know it's stuff older than that. Bringing Down the House in 03.
Living Singles, 93. 93, Living Single.
Okay.
So, close.
Yeah.
Before Ice Cube, jumped on the scene, but pretty close, right behind each other.
92, Juice. 91, Heal Yourself. These are music videos. House Party 2, 91. Jungle Fever, 91.
I mean, if you're gonna mention House Party, you got to give Kid and Play.
Yeah, you got to. And that was
because they were the first.
Kid and Play and the Hudlins. Wasn't the Hudlin brothers who did those movies?
Well, at least the first one.
Yeah.
The first one. I saw a story somewhere that and I think one of them they confirmed it too, that House Party initially
It was for Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Will turned it down or something like that.
Right.
And
right.
And they went with Kid and Play.
And I saw MC Shan said something about it. Like I think his name might have been floated. If I'm getting this wrong or right or not, that his name was floated around for it. Also, hold on. And Shan told the story himself. He's pretty funny.
While you're looking that up, I'll round this out. Lisa from Lisa and Cult Jam turned 54. DJ Skrillex turned 33. Mario Van Peebles, 64. You know him from New Jack City. Ali, and what was Posse? Remember Posse? That black Western?
No. Yeah. I remember
Tiny
that.
Lister was in it. Big Daddy Kane was in it. I rewatched that near the beginning of the pandemic and was like, this actually still kind of holds up. It was kind of cool. Regina King turned 50. You know her from Jerry Maguire and Ray. She did the voice of the two boys on the Boondocks.
Right.
And then she is in the news also right now because she made a commitment before that movies that she does and projects that she does, she would have 50% women, you know. And now she's back and she's going, well, I got to rethink that because there are a certain number of people who don't identify as female. So now she is on this journey to have equal inclusion of how people represent themselves on her projects. Good luck.
Yeah. And I've been a fan of Regina King since 227. Let's just say that. You remember her on 227?
I
cute girl.
I think she's a fantastic actress, right? I think, again, that's one of those that's poised to be one of the great actresses of our time. Or actor, or however, I don't know. I don't even know what's offensive anymore in terms of language, but I think she's I don't know if this is gonna work out. I don't know if it's gonna work out.
If what's gonna work out?
Having
what she's trying to do? I believe she'll make it work.
How?
I believe she'll make it work.
You?
I don't think she could do. We understand what her intention is. I don't think she can do any wrong.
I think she is opening herself up for a very difficult thing to nail down and quantify. I think her intentions are very good. I don't disagree with her intentions, but trying to have equal representation of how people represent themselves. Have you seen the list of representation labels?
No.
It's massive and it's growing every day. It's not like male, female, bi, trans. That's not it, right? It's so many. And if I'd have known we were going to do this story, I would have pulled it because I had to do research on it for a day job thing that I'm involved in. And I had to do quite a bit of research on that community and representation and how people self-identify. And I was just blown away at how long the list is of how people identify. It's so many categories, and I'm not talking like 5 or 6, right? So it's going to be very hard to do that. And I'm not, I'm not saying because it's hard you shouldn't try. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
I don't think she can do any wrong. I mean, at least putting forth the effort to to do something like that is I mean,
I've said it.
I think that's well enough.
I've said it on the show
It's big enough
before.
on its own.
I think it's worth repeating. If her intention, or if anyone's intention, is to level the playing field, make it fair, and afford the opportunity to anyone, no matter how you identify, I think that is noble, necessary, a worthwhile pursuit, should be mimicked across every industry and every company, everywhere in the world. But to mandate outcome numbers, I don't know. I don't know. And look, and here's the thing. Yeah. I am open to having my mind changed about that. I would like for my mind to be changed on that, but I haven't heard a compelling functional theory yet. I haven't. And I want one. Please, if you have one, share it with me. I want one, but I haven't heard one yet.
Yeah. Well, good luck. I'll tell her good luck.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot.
I like where her head and her heart is. I'll say that and then I'll let it go.
Yeah. Place to wrap. Or as Black women would tell the lover. Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you.
Before, since you played that, it just made me think of something. Did we mention that he got impeached again?
No, he didn't.
He got impeached again. The only president ever to be impeached twice. And I think you pointed out that means he can't run for office again.
Well, I think once he's convicted, and they're not going to start the trial until after the inauguration, which means there'll be a Democratic majority in the Senate, which I don't know how, I don't know all the rules on if it has to be a super majority or however it works. But there is a strong possibility that he will be convicted in the Senate. They can't remove him from office because his term is over, but that conviction holds some heavy weight to it, and it's going to complicate his life even more.
Yeah.
I just hope that Biden doesn't do something ignorant like pardon him.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
For the sake of the country. Because honestly, for the sake of the country, he should pay for the shit that he's done. Trump.
I would be,
for the sake of the country.
Before I was like, Biden will pardon him, but after that attempted coup, I would be blown away if Biden pardoned him. I would just be floored, blown out of my chair, right? Because, yeah. But yeah, he made a first. He wanted to be remembered. He will be remembered.
He will be remembered as a disgraced president. I mean, great. Good for him. That's what he was going for in the first place. Other than your normal presidents get 2 terms. He got 2 impeachments. Congratulations.
And when he gets convicted and thrown in jail, Bubba gonna get 2 turns.
Oh, man. I don't know he'll go to jail. I don't know that he'll go to jail. He should. But it ain't looking good. I know one thing. On the federal level, I don't know if he'll go to jail. But New York, the sister Letitia James ain't playing with him. She's out of fucks to give. She's like, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Come on home, bruh. Come on out.
Let's talk.
You going to Florida? No, I'll meet you there. He's got his whole family moving to Florida. They all moving to Florida. Like, there's no such thing as extradition within the states. Like, even Florida.
He better move to Russia.
Even then.
Whole
because I'm sure he didn't fulfill all his agreements with Putin.
Come on to Mother Russia. Come on, Trump. We have some things to discuss. We must chat about your presidency.
Yeah, remember the PP tape I held on to for you? Yeah, no, that's coming out.
The PP tape.
That's coming out now. That's gonna be on HBO Max.
Look, that's just one of them things you just let happen. If somebody's like, "Hey man, I got a PP tape on you. If you don't do this, this, and this, we're gonna release it." That's when you just go, well, fuck it. Everybody gonna see the PP tape.
No, I think for him because he would have been the first to be divorced while in the White House, and they probably talked Melania out of doing it because she's going to, I believe, within my heart of hearts, she's going to leave as soon as she has the opportunity. Because he's on record and cheating on her. I'm sure, I don't know if they had some sort of prenup or not, but sleeping with a hooker wasn't in the part of the deal, I'm sure. Or maybe it was. You never know how she gets down.
She probably was like, if he's sleeping with hooker, he's not sleeping with me. He's fine.
Par for the course.
That was my Eastern European. Just all of it, just in it. Just that's the best I can do.
Yeah, you're better than me. All my accents sound like Dracula. blah, 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 blah. All right. Hey, folks. Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching once again. Be safe out there. If you're taking the COVID vaccine, do your research on it. And, let's do your research on it. That's all. I'm just waiting. I'm like waiting it out and kind of like, sorry. I don't know where I went there for it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Peace. Thanks for checking out the Unpopular Opinion Show. If you like this content, make sure you like, subscribe, and smash the notification button down below so you can keep getting more from T-Storm and myself.
Yeah. More jokes coming on. No, they beeped. Damn it. Okay, fine.